I want to welcome you to this episode of the Retro Rogues Live. I know you're thinking, wait a minute, that's not exactly the name as before. Well, we're going to start off here. We got our warning here. Please be aware that this is a show intended for adults. I don't know if we're going to swear a lot or anything, but sometimes we feel like we should. We just want to make sure that YouTube understands that this is a show for adults. Anyhow, enough about that. No, we have officially, we're announcing as of this episode, we're announcing the name change to Retro Rogues. That's going to be our new show title going forward. We've got a new logo, which is kind of fun. We're going to be showcasing here in just a second once we make sure everyone gets the message about the warning. My name is Dave Beatty. I am one of your hosts. For the last, getting on close to 30 years, I've been a professional illustrator and graphic designer. Worked on a lot of fun things that some people have heard of, things like Justice League of America, worked on the X-Men, Grifter. I'm starting to drone on and on. A lot of fun things that I actually saw in the Crisis event actually over the last week, but we'll get into that soon enough. I want to welcome, welcome back. I want to welcome my co-host. This is Mr. Eric Alexander. He's back here. Please, Eric, tell the folks either watching or listening at home a little bit about what you've done as a creative professional.
Hello, everyone. Yes, I am Eric Alexander, otherwise known as Base God 14, Base God 14. I am the chief financial officer of a small production company in Arizona called Bad Bob Productions. I'm also the associate producer of a feature-length film called Occupants, which features Star Trek Voyager actor Robert Picardo and is currently available for free streaming on Tubi.
Very cool. All right, so we want to go ahead and segue into our pop culture news segment.
We want to talk about our internal news first, right?
That's right, because I am jumping ahead of myself as I always do. Anyhow, yeah, so this is our new logo for the Retro Rogues. This, of course, is the Retro Rogues live show. We're going to be as of this show, this is going to be our new name. Moving forward, we're going to use this to basically brand everything. I'm happy with the new name. I think it's pretty cool. It's something that Eric and I came up with together. Actually, I think you suggested this originally, didn't you?
Yeah, well, I wanted to make sure we kind of kept the two other shows. So we have you've been involved with two previous shows, which is of course Rogues Radio, which has been what we've been using as our branding. But then there's also the retrospective show that you do. And so right. I wanted to make sure that we kind of incorporated both of those existing brands into what we're doing now, which is a little bit different because the original intention of this show was that we were doing sort of a live broadcast of us recording our podcast, our audio podcast, and we were going to kind of show you the behind the scenes of us going through that process and doing it. Well, the audio show is currently suspended. So in my mind, it didn't make sense to continue with radio because we weren't really an audio podcast anymore. So that was part of my reasoning there.
Right. So, and then we're going to work on some new graphics. I was hoping to have a little bit more ready by this episode, but as life would have it, things don't always go as planned. But I want to show a couple of the different things that we're working on here. So we're working on some new avatars, kind of some digital representations or characters we're going to be introducing into the show. This is one of them. I'm not going to say a lot about them. I'm just going to show the images here real quick, just so people can kind of see some of the fun things we're working on. So we're going to have some fun graphics and some different things coming up here pretty soon. So that'll be really cool. But anyhow, I want to let everybody know the visual facelift of the show has begun.
Obviously, we still have a couple of things, like our warning there still says Rogues Radio Live. I'll make sure to get that changed. But yeah, we're in transition now, and we'll be going over to this brand. Anybody who's watching can see that the logo is up there in the corner now. It has replaced the Rogues Radio Live, and now says Retro Rogues with our new logo there.
Very cool.